Welcome back to the broadcast. Now, for long, gold long symbolized wealth and status in the society. But in Kakamega County, the quest for the precious mineral has created a toxic environment fueling human rights violations and defilement of minors. As we mark the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence, KTN's Levis Musumba highlights the lives of young girls turned mothers at a tender age as they struggle for justice. Here is our report.
It is 8 a.m. and 14-year-old Margaret, not her real name, is facing the worst day of her life as she faces the ravages of labor pains. Everything comes to a halt, including our interview, as the focus shifts to saving the baby who is on the way.
Boniface amfani mwezi alikuwa anakuja hapa kwa nyumba. Nikitoka anachukua advantage ya kuja kunini mtoto kwa kiti.
Between October and November 2024, Sabatia Sub-County Hospital recorded 22 teenage mothers aged between 14 and 17. The girls are admitted for delivery at an average of 1 admission every 3 days. Margaret is now part of this growing list.
The vulnerabilities that we are witnessing requires that there's programs that also address it. The economic vulnerability that people are facing, the social and patriarchal norms that people have got to deal with. How do we change communities' attitudes and perceptions around GBV in a way that they recognize that it is a crime, but then they also recognize that somebody must be held accountable for this heinous violation that we're able to see.
The pain and reality they endure are unimaginable. In Kakamega, gold mines glisten the promise of prosperity for many locals. But for women and young girls, this promise is often clouded by the harsh realities of sexual and gender-based violence.
The management of the mining sector is also a political issue. And that political issue has also rendered the whole issue around creating safety and security, it pushes it on the sideline. So that you'll discover that a number of the owners of mines are themselves the same people who we're asking to be able to put in place policy. But unfortunately, the people that they employ in their own mines are the ones who are committing some of these crimes.
Patience is now aged 17 years. She is one of the many young girls whose education was cut short by the consequences of sexual violence in the mining areas.
Alikuwa Mkuria Mtanzania. Hakutana na yeye. Hiyo siku akaniambia niende kwake anipatie pesa ya matumizi. Juu mamangu hakuwa anajiuza vizuri. Sasa kwenda kwake hivyo ndio nikapata mimba.
Cases like Patience and Margaret's are tragically common in Kakamega. Grace, a 21-year-old sexual gender-based violence survivor, became pregnant by a gold miner while in Form 3 in 2022. Despite the trauma, she managed to complete her high school, but life remains challenging as a young mother.
Challenges nika kukosa hizo diaper za mtoto, manguo za kumvalisha, chakula yenye atakula.
Between 2021 and 2024, Butali law courts registered 146 defilement cases, yet only 7 have been prosecuted and concluded. This highlights the significant obstacles survivors face in their pursuit of justice.
The one who was sitting in court 2 was the one who was given these cases. So she was transferred. She was transferred late 2022. And up to now, there is no replacement. So these cases have been bundled together with other cases.
To combat SGBV, the civil societies are advancing gender equality and justice for survivors here in Kakamega County, while advocating for safer working conditions and justice.
If you look at every single policy that has been designed by the counties, they recognize it's a social issue and it's an economic issue. What we are asking is then address the economic issue, address the societal issue that we're talking about. And the only way to address it is through their programs, and that their programs must be deliberate.
For young girls like Margaret, Patience and Grace, who are now forced into motherhood, the fight for justice and equality in Kakamega's gold mines is far from over. Levis Musumba, KTN.